some would call it being a diva. When you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to Sooner Nation in Gaylord Family, Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. As we'll see, the number 16 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs, taking on one of the participants from last year's playoff, the Oklahoma Sooners. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Georgia likely to kick it deep to get things started. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The give to the tailback. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
The Sooners with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. He might want another play. Looking for a chunk play on second and short. Grabbed over the middle at Sexton. He makes the tackle at the 33 after a pickup of 5.
Well, the tight end shows off his speed. See his ability there to separate from the defender trying to cover him on that drag route.
With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. Turning it on. Slips one guy, and now he's loose. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays.
That's a nice run. This guy has it all, doesn't he? He has speed, he has shiftiness, and he has power. The power reminds me of an old great Sooner running back, Marcus Dupree. Arguably one of the most gifted runners college football has ever seen. A guy that didn't quite pan out at the NFL level because of injuries. This dude has it in him, and I'm sure he's reminding a lot of people in the stadium right now of good old Marcus Dupree.
They built this offense around finding mismatches and just get the ball to the back and let him do his thing.
Yeah, it didn't have to be long down the field. Like it threw it right near the line of scrimmage, but you know I got a guy, when he gets in space, he can make big plays happen. Nice decision by the QB.
Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down.
I tell you, this slot receiver, he really does give his quarterback a nice option. Runs really good routes. He's got nice hands, and you saw it on that last play.
The Sooners with a second and short to keep this drive moving. They'll try the run. Shakes off the defender. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
This is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
And the Sooners back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. Really good running. Gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16. The Sooners can really attack on this second and short. Caught in the backfield. It's chopped. He steps out of bounds, but he's got a first down on the play. He was all by himself out there. Someone just lost track of their assignment.
And that's so frustrating because you want to make offenses earn it. And you don't want to give up big plays and bust coverages and let people run wide open, especially good players. Like, you know this guy's a good player, and you let him run wide open down the field.
He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here.
Let's see if this offense can answer the bell. Their coaches challenged them all week long. When they got down to the red zone, we've got to be able to run the football because we're going up against a top 10 rushing defense.
Tight end trying to get in. Touchdown! Oklahoma made the grab and took it on in for the score.
Man, it doesn't get any better than that. You script the first 10 plays, that was 10 plays. That was perfection. That was a touchdown. That's called good scouting, being ready for the football game, and executing to a T to start this game off.
And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. They put together an 81-yard drive, and they get it into the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown pass. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Unloads to the wideout. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. That kind of play can really get you going, not only on defense, but in great field position for the O at the 37. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Throws for the tight end. Got him downfield. Touchdown Sooner! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Heads out onto the field to get the drive started. Coming out on first down with the play fake. He's going for the big play. Makes the grab at the 30. And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. And that one is why offenses are hungry for big, big plays. They've got it 1st and 10, threatening inside the 30. Breaks into the open. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down. Georgia going up tempo. To the ground. He's got it again. Doing damage on the ground as he runs it down to the 11-yard line. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Holds and fires complete to the right. Touchdown, Georgia! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. It's a much-needed life from this offense as they try to cut away at this lead.
No doubt. Needed something to go right. You're down. You got to make plays. You got to get your team back in it. Great start. Keep chipping away.
And he made that extra point. The wet turf, no problem at all. From inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. The early scripts have worked trying to add to this 14-7 lead. He's past the 30. Still on his feet at the 45. Boy, are they loving that huge play. He's got it down to the 9.
And right there you see the key to this football team's success. Not just offensively, they rip off explosive plays. That's why they've been winning games here as of late. They can get chunks at a time. They've got playmakers all over the field.
They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. What a nice job by the defense to string it out, not give him any kind of alley, and knock him down for a loss.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Well, a short completion setting up third down now. Who is your best playmaker that you can target in this area of the field?
After giving up that big play, this defense has been a rock. Third and goal coming. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and fourth down's coming.
And that is the play this defense had to have. Did you look in the secondary right there? I mean, he was open, guys. Like, that would have been a touchdown, and this defense got to the quarterback, hit him as he's throwing the football, forced the errant pass, and dodged a bullet.
Inside his own 15, trying to follow his blockers. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. They'll try it over the left side. Gets the nose of the ball to the 25, give him one.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
He wants to take the top off. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Well, on defense, they know that this offense is going to try and take shots. They're going to try and keep their secondary players in a position to make these types of plays. Good job on the back end forcing that incompletion.
Throws to the wideout. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. Takes it the other way. Touchdown, Oklahoma! The defense does the work itself with a pick six. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown.
You've got to be so careful as a quarterback throwing over the middle of the field with this linebacker. He is so good in coverage, reading the quarterback's eyes. He'll make you pay, and he did right there with that pick six.
And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Opening play of this drive comes from the 26-yard line. From the shotgun, the inside give. There he goes. Good call, good execution as they move the chains and they have a first down at the 38. They are letting the big dogs eat on the ground.
Pound, 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 the dog pound. Run the football, be physical. You can go back when Vince Dooley won a championship. Herschel Walker. You go all through the names. So many great running backs that run with an edge that are dogs.
The Bulldogs want to crank the tempo. Leaves it with the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. They've softened them up with a run. Now to throw it. He's got his man. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. We reached the quarter break with Oklahoma on top, and they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. Now to see if they can answer this early blitz here in the second quarter. So they had a chance to talk over this third down play to open the period. Here we go. From the gun, wants to pass. quick completion on the out. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. On fourth down, trying to find his man. Big man has it. It's a first down and more.
Well, I think the experience on offense was a big reason why the head coach felt confident going for it there on fourth down. He says a lot of guys that have played a lot of snaps. They've been in these big game moments before, ice in their veins, and you saw it there on that completion to keep the sticks moving.
Oh, he's got some space. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down. Georgia coming out with a fresh set of downs. They'll give it to him again. And the offense went right back to their man, and this time the defense was ready to stop him. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Quick completion to the right. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
The thing I like about this slot receiver, he's really intentional in his route running. The quarterback always knows exactly where he's going to be on the field. They've got great chemistry together.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking to throw on third. Got the quick pass. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. Defense wants to bring the heat. Pushes for the goal line. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Bulldogs! That touchdown was a clinic in keeping your offense on the field and wearing the other defense out.
Sometimes your best defense is your own offense, being able to stay on the field. You're absolutely right, Reese. That was a clinic. Running the ball, playing at great rhythm and pace, QB making good, smart decisions, and not shooting yourselves in the foot. No penalties, no turnovers. It doesn't get any better than that last drive.
The Sooners ready to go on offense. Had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
Leaves it with the running back. Turning it on. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37. There's always been a lot of flash and sizzle to the Oklahoma offense, but it's built on being tough.
Yeah, and especially the great teams. The great teams that you think about in Oklahoma past, the ones that were in the national championship or in the playoff, those are teams that could run the football, be physical. It all started there.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. And he'll pick up one. It brings up 2nd and 9.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Trying to make magic with his feet. And the defense jumps on it. They get that turnover.
Well, they were trying to go RPO. The quarterback decided not to hand it off, and the pass rush just swallowed it up. They got to him so quickly, knocked the ball out, and jumped on it.
And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. From the gun, running back on the move. Still running at the 35. He's loose down the middle. Touchdown, Dogs! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him. There's a reason they call this dude a big playmaker. Moments just like that one.
Big-time playmaker. Can make plays all over the field from all different spots. That's why you got to find ways to give him touches as much as possible because he'll make it happen.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, a quick update on a notable game going on right now in the ACC. Virginia is trailing right now, but I'm not ready to say this team is out. Not after the way this group has rallied around that coach. It really has been something to see. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Duke. Any major changes in in this ACC standoff. You'll hear about him first from us, gentlemen.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
Great job at contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
Breaks into the open. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
Well, he was able to gash him on that play. You just give this guy 1 inch, one little crease. He puts his foot in the ground, and he gets north fast.
They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. The throw to the outside is complete. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield.
All right, defense. It ain't working, right? They're stringing together several 1st downs here. We're going to need to change this up, find something we can disrupt the quarterback and mess up this offense a little bit.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Quickly out to the tight end.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on 1st down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for a quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
The Sooners in a good spot here with 2nd and short. They go to the ground. And the defense stops him just short of the 1st down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
I'm not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block better. How about the offensive line that push some guy backwards and make some holes?
They'll try to drive ahead on 3rd and short.
And that's so tough as a defense because they only got to get inches. But I got to find a way to somehow get a knockback, stop the running back's feet right there. I couldn't do it. He gets downhill just enough, and he gets the 1st down.
It's a good job, too, there on 3rd down by the offense because a major statistic in football in terms of winning and losing is how good are you at staying on the field, keeping drives alive. Whether it's 3rd and long or 3rd and inches, you just have to go execute, and they do it.
And the Sooners can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go.
Really nice 1st down run, and you're seeing why this running back is an every down type. He can run between the tackles, he can run outside, he can catch the football, he can block. This guy can do it all.
Now, you've seen the evolution of these slot receivers. They're just matchup nightmares. They're hard to get your hand on. A lot of times, they're off the football. You can't jam them. These guys are so productive, and offenses really feature their best players most time in those slot positions.
On 3rd and short, they'll try to convert through the air. It's complete to the right. He gets across the 20 and finally out of bounds at the 19 there in the red zone. The Sooners have it with a 1st and 10.
Right, nice job by the QB. It's 3rd down. It's money down. I'm looking to throw the ball down the field. What's open? My running back. Find him, hit him, let him do the rest. Good job.
You got to be impressed with this offense and how they've been able to run the football and move it down the field, just being more physical in the trenches and getting some push. And leading by 3 right now down here in the red zone on 3rd down, I'm not so sure they won't run it again or give it to their running back in space and see if he can make something good happen.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
Looking to scramble. There he goes. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one.
Great job rallying to the football by this defense. 3rd down, QB's trying to extend the play, but great team speed on defense, now setting up 4th.
4th down and 3, and they'll try to pick it up. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. Looking for the end zone. Goes out of bounds, but they'll be set up with a first and goal.
I think the defense was even caught off guard on that one, guys. Not seeing the field goal unit trot out onto the field. They had a golden opportunity there to make a stop and get the ball back without surrendering any points. They couldn't do it, though, and now all of a sudden their backs are against the wall.
The snap sets up to throw. Looking for the goal line. Touchdown Sooners! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Man, that was beautiful clock management. Great job by this offense, sustaining the drive, not getting too much in a panic, and finishing the drive with a touchdown with not a lot of time on the clock.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Rides to back and leaves it. At the 35, he's loose. Oh, there's an alley on the left. Inside the touchdown, Georgia. Great job by the back on the option.
Man, that is going to leave the head coach scratching his head. The final play of the first half, your opponent runs the ball, and you can't tackle him and get him down with all those bodies back playing prevent. That is a terrible job of defense, and to add insult to injury, you've now given up the lead.
Lining up to add another. And with the extra point, they draw closer. It's 31-28. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. We're just about ready to start the second half. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it. Oh, and now the ball has been knocked free. It's recovered by the kicking team, and they'll steal a possession.
Kick returners usually have to have that home run ability, the ability to take it to the house 100-plus yards. But it's also a tough skill because you got all these guys flying down the field so fast, and sometimes you get a big hit and ball security becomes an issue.
They'll open the second half on the ground. They make the stop after a pickup of 3 balls at the 18.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Quarterback on the keeper. Not a lot of room there. He'll pick up a few before he's forced out of bounds.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
These 2 guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly.
Heck's going for the goal line. Touchdown, Oklahoma! They get it into the end zone to pay off that opportunity.
Well, when you've got a quarterback that has this type of ability, there's no question what your strategy is going to be week in and week out, right? They want to throw the football. They want to hurt you with their ability to push it downfield through the air. 3 passing TDs in this one already.
He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? From inside the 10, here he comes. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. deficit here is just 10 points, David, so a chance to answer here.
Plenty of time left in this football game. No need to panic. This offense just has to put a couple drives together. And listen, the defense will get this back and get some stops following and get you the football back.
And I think here too, David, you have an opportunity to keep the pressure on the opponent. Yeah, they just went down and scored, but you score here, and this game's still tight. You keep their feet to the fire, so an opportunity here to keep applying that pressure.
They'll run it from the gun. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
Sooner Nation bearing down on this offense on this huge third down play. Jukes his way for more. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
The Dogs will line it up on 1st and 10. Looking for a crease to the left. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. They'll get him stopped at the 45, but it's a big 15-yard pickup and a 1st down.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
Working that left side now.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the 1st down.
And the Dogs with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. He'll try to do it himself. Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown Bulldogs! And here they come, almost all the way back.
I mean, you talk about calling a pretty good defense you feel good about, and you take away the pass, and what does the quarterback do? He pulls it down and just shows the speed, basically becomes a running back, takes it all the way to the house, and makes your defense look silly.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, a big-time top 15 duel. Let's get right to it. Arizona State is currently trailing, but this has been a back-and-forth affair. If that quarterback can find a little magic a la Jake Plummer, this might not be over just yet. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to UCF. We'll circle back if anything changes in this big-time ACC matchup. Guys?
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on it. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. And the Dogs keep playing fetch on these passes, channeling their inner Scott Warner, Champ Bailey, or Keely Ringo, and making plays.
Just ball hawking, making plays. And again, when you pressure the quarterback, and the Dogs do that as well as anybody, you pressure the quarterback, force that ball out in the secondary, playing great coverage, making big-time plays in the back end.
I love this defense's ability to fight off blocks and rally to the football. They do such a great job pursuing that wide receiver screen to only allow a minimal gain and no 1st down.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a 1st down.
Man, that was a good run, but it was almost even better. Great job by the offense. Keep the running game going. You get big chunks like this. Not only was that a big chunk, it also looked like it could have gone for more.
To the air on 1st down. Gets it out quickly. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in.
And we haven't called his name a lot, and I think this offense, they need to find a way to continue to manufacture touches for the big tight end. And I don't care how you do it. I don't care where you line him up. He's that good, and if I'm this offense, I'm going to
And it's picked off for the third time today. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to defend the field position with the return.
And talk about being an impact player for his defense. That's now his second interception in this game. Time and time again, when they've thrown his direction, he's come up with a big play. And in a tight game like this, those 2 interceptions, that is massive for this defense.
Give to the running back.
And you've got to think there's 11 guys on defense right now keying in on this running back. They've watched the tape. They've seen this guy gash defenses. He's scored a boatload of touchdowns this season. You're anticipating him getting the football here.
Hard running there. And look, this guy has some serious moves, and he tried all of them and still didn't get loose.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it good.
And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. The Sooners will line up to punt it away. The punters have had the day off up to this point. First one of the game. First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong. Only called on twice in the victory last week. First play of the drive comes from the 22. A quick pass to the left. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. And that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Look out, he's got room. Runs through the tackle. Stopped at the 42, but he got 15 yards on the play.
Well, you saw that broken tackle, David. This defense has to do a real good job with gang tackling to stop this guy today.
You cannot assume one guy's going to get him to the ground. Everybody's got to swarm to the football, all eyes on him, and play physical.
They'll ride the hot hand. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's got it on the right. Turning it on. They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25.
This is a shootout. Both offenses up and down the field. They're generating explosive plays. It feels like which team has the ball last may win, but give the quarterback a lot of credit that time because, again, he saw a beautiful look to take a shot into, and he throws an absolute dime.
And the Bulldogs started this drive, backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. At the end of the period, Oklahoma has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. 1 quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. So the opportunity with a touchdown here to take a 4th quarter lead. From the gun. Wide out trying to get it in. Touchdown, Dogs! And they've moved out front here in the 4th.
Well, I love the play call late in the fourth quarter now. You're just trying to get athletes in space. They throw it to him just short of the end zone, and he does the rest. And because of it, his team now has the lead.
And the extra point is good, and every point counts. It's now a 4-point lead in the fourth. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Sooner offense returns to the field. Things had not gone the way they had planned, but maybe an opportunity to salvage this bumpy ride so far and avoid the upset. Fires to the wideout. Got his man downfield. He steps out right at the 40-yard line, and now they are in business moving toward midfield.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
And maybe the big fella can jumpstart this offense a little bit. They got to get some points, and he's that big physical guy, breaking some tackles, making some plays. Here in the fourth quarter, they're going to need it.
And the Sooners with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Power football with the run. And the ball's free in the backfield. Well, the offense looks as if they fell on the fumble, and they'll keep the ball. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. The Sooners really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Got his man out of the backfield. That'll be enough for the 1st down, and they'll mark it at the 48.
And this is why checkdowns are so big. There's a lot of quarterbacks in these types of situations on 3rd down. They just want to make the home run, highlight-type throw. But a nice job being poised and making a good decision, checking it down to the running back here to help your offense out.
Just a short pass to the tight end. He's knocked out of bounds at the 42. Solid pickup on that one. There's not a lot more beautiful in football than the play action and the open tight end.
Yeah, because it freezes those linebackers. It freezes those safeties because they have to come up for a second and play the run. And then the big tight ends, big targets on the back end, can catch the football and make big plays.
Unloads to the wideout. Working the middle. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18. The Sooners will snap it on 1st and 10. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Quickly complete. Touchdown Sooners! And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the 4th.
I think one of the most underrated things we talk about with a QB is timing. Being able to get the ball out of his hands to his receiver where he can continue to catch the football and run with it. Nice pitch, nice catch, nice play in the 4th quarter when you needed it for this team to take the lead.
Let's see what he can get done from inside his own 15. Buys just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot, and now let's see if they can pull this one out. He gets it past the 30, and they'll get him out of bounds at the 32.
and defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical, get off the ball, get downhill faster.
Second down, they'll go to the air. The quick out. Works his way to the 38 after gaining 5.
Nice job there by the receiver on the out route, not telegraphing where he's going. You can't be peeking to the outside, giving the defender an opportunity to break on the ball. He kept his eyes right down the field. DB had no idea where he was going, and that helped make that completion a whole lot easier.
Wants to go up top on first down. Hauls it in. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Great recognition by the defense on that pass play. They knew exactly who the quarterback was going to, and they got there quick.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Looking to fire. Throws to the wideout. He's got it. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
Great job by the quarterback thrown against zone coverage. You cannot telegraph where you're throwing the football. You cannot eyeball wide receivers. So great job by the quarterback using his eyes, not staring down his guy, and then throwing him open.
Georgia going back to work with another first down. They'll go to the ground.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Going to swing it on second down. Quickly complete. Got a little space. There he goes. Almost took it all the way, but a huge gain, and he has him set up first and goal.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Defense showing blitz, trying to rattle this quarterback. It's complete to the left. Touchdown, Georgia! They move on top here in the fourth.
This team right now is showing you why they were the higher-ranked team coming into this game. Yeah, they were sleepwalking a little bit earlier. They knew coming in, David, they were going to be facing a really good opponent. Good teams don't quit, and they've come all the way back now to take the lead. And they had a pretty big deficit not that long ago.
And this is a good team they're playing. They're showing they're one of the better teams in the country. I mean, to battle back from several touchdowns down, like, not to blink, not to bat an eye, not to quit. They're proving why they're a great team.
Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, back up inside their 20. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. So can the defense get one more stop, one more time, and hold on to this lead? Pocket breaking down. And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on downs.
He had nowhere to go with the football. You could tell, surveying the field, somebody's got to get open to go make a play. Man, throw it up. Run it. Do something. You can't take a sack on fourth down. You got to give somebody an opportunity to make a play for you.
Keeping it on the ground on first and goal. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. And the D deny them on second and goal. Got his man on the right. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. On third and goal, you can't hear yourself thinking here. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
Timeout, Georgia.
It's third and goal and third and long. Using the quick game. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
And I like what this offense did, man. They stayed aggressive. They were trying to get the first down through the air. But here's the good thing now. You punt the football away. You trust your defense. You got the lead late in this football game. One more stop, and there's a good chance you get the W.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, the big top 15 battle is underway, and it's been very interesting so far. Arizona State is currently trailing, but this has been a back-and-forth affair. If that quarterback can find a little magic a la Jake Plummer, this might not be over just yet. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to UCF. Never know what's going to happen in the ACC, and we'll circle back if anything develops. Phyllis?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. He'll start this drive firing. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground cover to pick up the first. To the air on second down. Picked off. What a play to set him up. The defense making a play to put an exclamation point on this one, and that ought to do it.
And if you're the quarterback, you might want to stop throwing that guy's way. I mean, you knew coming into this game, David, he's one of the best corners in the entire country. He's already been picked off twice now. He is literally living in this quarterback's head rent-free.
And so nice to have a guy like this that can cut off half the field, because now you can put resources elsewhere. He's proven, if you try me, bad things are going to happen.
They get the W, and with that being win number 6, looks as if they're going bowling, guys.
And that's a good moment for this squad, right? Like, you start every season, you have big goals, and usually starts with your conference championship and winning a national championship, maybe going to the playoffs. Everybody has different goals, but getting to a bowl is always sweet, and this team's eligible.
I know the coaches are really happy about this, the AD and the fans, because they know what it means for the program, right? You're going to get those 15 extra practices at the end of the year to help develop young talent. Looking ahead to next season, but that's next season. There's still a lot of football left to